About the gloves. These are a pair of game-used gloves worn by Neil Colville while playing for the New York Rangers in the early 1940s. After his playing days, he gave the gloves to a young New York hockey fan named Mel Lewis, and they eventually became part of the collection at the Hockey Hall of Fame. They are a wonderful piece of hockey history because equipment from that era was handmade, heavily used, and rarely survived in such good condition. The plaque in your photo says, "Gloves worn by Neil Colville of the New York Rangers during early 1940s NHL action," and then handed down to a young New Yorker, Mel Lewis. Colville spent 3 seasons with the Rangers between 1935 to 49 due to time spent in the armed forces during World War II. He was a second-team NHL All-Star in both 1939 and 1940, while capturing his only Stanley Cup title in 1940 as well. Neil Colville's career. Neil Colville was born in Edmonton, Alberta in 1914. He spent his entire NHL career with the New York Rangers and played both center and defense. He was one of the stars of the famous spread line, with his brother Mac Colville and Alex Shibicki. During his career he played 465 NHL games. Scored 100 goals and 266 points. Won the Stanley Cup in 1940. Was named an NHL All-Star at 2 different positions, forward and defense. Was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1967. The struggles he faced. Neil Colville's path to success wasn't easy. World War II interrupted his career, just as he was becoming one of the NHL's best players. He left hockey to serve in the Canadian Army during World War II. He missed several prime seasons because of his military service. When he returned, he had lost some of his speed and had to reinvent himself as a defenseman. Amazingly, he became an all-star again in his new position. Health problems ended his coaching career. After retiring as a player, he became the youngest coach in Rangers history. Unfortunately, health issues forced him to step away from coaching much earlier than he wanted. 2 cool stories about Neil Colville. 1. He played with his brother. Neil and his younger brother, Mac Colville, became one of hockey's most famous brother combinations. They played together on the bread line and helped lead the Rangers to the Stanley Cup in 1940. 2. He successfully changed positions. Most players struggle to switch positions, but after the war Neil moved from forward to defense and still became an NHL All-Star. Very few players in hockey history have ever been elite at 2 different positions. Fun fact, in one game in 1940, the Rangers and the Chicago Blackhawks featured for different sets of brothers playing in the same game, including Neil and Mac Colville. That's one of the most unusual family records in NHL history.